people, when they first hear about cult torture and the horrific things that happen in cult torture, want there to be justice, want there to be a way to stop it. Cult is so incredibly organized, not just in, let's say, a small neighborhood and not just throughout a country, but they are interconnected, or they seem to be, throughout other countries. Every country that my parents took me to, we were met with other cults who exploited us kids and used us in trafficking or specific rituals. And the rituals and the abuse and torture were so similar throughout different countries, even though the language or the customs might be different. In addition, there are often cult members who are actual police officers in real life, or military, or doctors, nurses, teachers, social workers, who are all making sure that they're covering up well, that they're getting rid of evidence, that they know when a kid is going to tell or has told, and they increase the torture, they report back and increase the torture. Never mind that other cult members will dress up as those professions to make kids and teens and adult victims scared to speak out, in addition to all the repeated, ongoing, extreme torture and paired with mind control messages to keep us from talking, telling us that they will kill us. We've seen repeated murder. We know that the cult can kill and kill without caring. There's so much to keep cult torture survivors silent or afraid to speak out. And our society is so victim blaming and or in denial of just even, it's not even, but sexual assault. Then you get to what happens in cult torture, and people do not want to believe that this is happening in their community or in their country, and they will go to great lengths to be in denial and stay in denial and not protect survivors and not help survivors. And cults do not just open to any member. You can't just have an undercover officer infiltrate the cult. The cults that tortured me, they were intergenerational, interconnected cults. They didn't take on new members except for who was born into the cult. You can't just infiltrate a cult. And they're so organized, so good at what they do, so deliberate in their actions, and they have money and power. They have money to hide things, and they have really good, like, upstanding citizen social masks with all, like, volunteering or the positions they have in society or the jobs they have in society. But they also have money. They have so much money from just the trafficking alone, the child pornography, the drugs that they sell, the guns that they sell. And then you add in that there are some pretty powerful and rich people who are either clients or are part of the cult. They have a lot of power and influence. But if our society isn't ready to even hear survivors of sexual assault and support them and not victim blame, and if our legal system is set up for perpetrators and not survivors, and it is so traumatic, there are so many barriers to just even getting safe. It took me most of my life to get safe. I would run away and the cult would find me and bring me back. And I had to fight through all the mind control messages and work on inner cooperation and inner communication with everybody inside me with the dissociative identity, and have like a good therapist and a few safe people to talk to. And it can be hard to know who is safe if you do not have good inner communication and you're not listening to everyone inside's experience or who they know. There are so many barriers just to getting safe. And it takes community and inner community too, and inner communication. I wish also that there was a dedicated education about cult torture and mind control and dissociative identity, and that people actually understood the breadth of it and what's going on, and then could like work with different communities to help make change. And maybe that will happen as more survivors speak out. I don't know. But I think it could take a long time to get there. But I also think the more survivors speak out, the more change happens, even though it is slow.